This month, I was going back in my head on all of our Wednesday classes. We have done variations of side plank. We have worked on gatekeeper pose and camel type variations. Last week, we worked on Ekapada Kundanyasana 1, which is that tricky twisted arm balance. Wow, we've done a lot of hard things this month, using a lot of upper body core strength and bending in particular. For the final week of June, we are still going to do some twists, side bends, but the pose that we're working towards is a seated one. Revolved head and knee pose. It looks a little bit like this, but hopefully as we move through our hour, we'll find some greater stretch and length than if we were just doing it right off the bat. I have a block and I have a strap handy to help through this. If you have similar, that will probably be helpful. You might even want a blanket to pop your bum up a little bit higher. All right. Take a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall through your spine. So we prepare our minds for this time of practice by turning the gaze inward. And then give attention and awareness to your breath. Nice full inhale, complete exhale. Breathe in and out of the nose as much as possible. We talked about the physical movements that we'll be practicing in class today. If you need a little bit of more spiritual guidance, these are the two things that came up for me today as I was looking for some inspiration. A card that says, I honor how I want to feel. Honoring how you're feeling now, and also what do we do to get even more of how we want to feel. That's how that spoke to me. I think going a little bit with that, this other one stuck out to me. It says, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone for the first time with the eyes of love. Flowery language. But again, it says, I let go of the shadow of the past by seeing someone, and that someone, I'm going to point to myself. You could maybe point to yourself for the first time. Take in the thoughts of movement as inspiration and those words as inspiration for this time of yoga practice. And then we'll simply open the eyes. Change to all fours. Come on over to all fours. We're getting started with the movement right here. Cat and cow. Just good, easy cat and cow. Move your spine up and down. Take in the extra movement to the sides, more front to back, whatever feels nice to you. Keep doing that. And then stretch to downward facing dog. Here in downward facing dog, find a bit of a stillness in the outer form. Take in a couple more breaths. And then change to plank position. Come forward, shoulders right over the back of the wrist. Squeeze the feet in close, squeeze the heels, lengthen the tailbone. Tone in the abdomen, look a little forward. Kick your right heel towards your seat. So you bend the knee, kick the right heel to the seat. Little hamstring curl there. Set the leg down. Do it on the other side. And then we're going to do that quicker. Go right side and down. Left side and down. Right, down. Left, down. 4 more times. Nice quick way to open up into strength and to start to warm up through hamstrings and glutes. Then knees down to the mat, press back into child's pose. Take twisted child's pose, meaning drop the right arm under the left. Seat can be higher or lower here. Do reach your left arm long out in front of you for a big reach. So you get a twist underneath the right side of the body while you get the reach and stretch along the left side of the torso. Okay, unthread the right arm and do that on the second side. Left arm goes under the right to create the twist. And then the pull back. Again, hips can stay higher or lower here. Just sort of finding your way. And undo. And go back to downward facing dog. Bring the right foot all the way forward. Step in between the hands for your low lunge. Take one step or many until you find your full stride. Let's lift the back leg high enough that we can straighten out through the left leg. Keep that and add the twist, right hand up. And then hands to the inside, down dog lunge. Spin the back heel down, walk the hands out. Knowing that we're moving towards that revolved head and knee pose today, paying special attention to the lengthening, stretch, along with the stabilization through the thighs. Okay, walk the hands back in, around to downward facing dog. And then cross your right ankle, so same leg, right ankle over the left thigh, bend the left knee. So you're in the figure 4 shape of Sukirandrasana in the legs with your downward facing dog. Always my favorite way to warm up the legs there, those 3 stretches. All right, back into downward facing dog, and then let's do it on the second side. So the first one is the typical lunge with the twist, left arm up. Down dog lunge, both hands come to the inside. Spin your back heel down. Walk your hands towards the front corner of the mat, but keep the feet solid and heavy. Push a lot of weight into the right leg and keep extending the left knee more towards the pinky toe side of your foot. So don't let the thigh and knee fall inward. Get the length and the stretch along the inner thigh, the wrapping back of strength along outer thigh. Walk the hands back in, change to your low lunge, change to down dog. And then add the figure 4 shape, left ankle over the right thigh. Bend the right knee and sit low in the legs. Press your hands actively down and forward. Suki dog. Okay, downward facing dog. Walk your hands backwards to your feet. From the end of our sticky mat, hang in ragdoll pose. Remember to relax and release in the head, neck, shoulders, as much as you are in the torso. Keep that bend in your knees. Push a few breaths out through the mouth. The work is in the release here. And then roll it all the way up to standing. Shoulders up and back a couple of times. And shoulders forward and down. Okay, come on up to the front of the mat. We're going to do 3 sun salutations, 2 Surya A, 1 Surya B. I'm going to go pretty quick for the importance of just lifting heart rate, getting our bodies warm. So here we are. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Exhale, step back and lower down to the mat. Chaturanga Dandasana. Cobra, peel the chest through. Press down through the hands and feet. Down dog, lift the hips up and back. Breathe here. So Surya Namaskar A is the typical sun salutation. There's no lunges, no extras. Look forward now to your hands. Step or jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stand, reach the arms to the sky. Bring palms to the center. Start it all over again. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, forward fold. Half lift. Step back. Lower down to the mat. Cobra. Down dog. Stay in down dog. Several rounds of breath. Look to the hands, step or jump forward, half lift, fold, stand up, reach the arms to the sky, palms together, center of the chest. Go into chair pose. Surya Namaskar B starts with chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold over. 1 round of this. Inhale, half lift. Step back, tricep push-up lowers you down for chaturanga. Come through cobra or up dog for this round. Downward facing dog. Quickly step the right foot forward, spin the back heel down, rise up. Warrior 1, arms to the sky. Soon as you get there, you go back down through plank. Chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, down dog. Second side, left foot forward, right heel down. Warrior 1, keep the hips, the shoulders mostly square to the front. Lower the hands, step back to plank. 1 more, lower it down. Lift, down dog. This is the steadying of the breath. Notice how quickly we can find the heat, lift the heart rate, start to really prepare and prep the body for the the meatiness of the practice. Look forward to the hands, step or jump. Half lift and fold. Chair pose, Uttanasana. Stand all the way up. Palms together, center of the chest. Pause right here, take in a couple of breaths. If it's safe for you, feel free to close the eyes. And then release the arms, give everything a little bit of a shake. All right, just to make sure our shoulders are with us on this journey, I'm going to take the strap. If you have a strap, a belt, a scarf, a towel, you can use that. Or you can imagine that you're holding on to that. We're simply doing easy shoulder flossing here. So you find where you need to be in terms of how wide to hold on to the strap. I'm not going to overcomplicate this. Just go back behind you and then back up and down a few times. Once you've done it a few times, if you're going at a fast pace, slow it down. See if you can't make your hands come in more narrow. If you're going at a slow pace, see if you can't take it a little bit quicker. Do try to keep everything even, so not one side then the other. Go wide enough in the hands that you can keep that floss all the way up, back, and down pretty even. Good. We're going to call that a day with the shoulder floss. Good little thing to throw in each and every day. Set it aside. Back at the top of your mat, keep the right foot forward. Step your left foot back into a high lunge. We're going to have the back heel lifted. Straighten out through the back leg, so no bend in the knee. I want us to go as straight as we can, even while you tilt the tailbone down towards the floor. So if straightening your legs sends your tailbone out and your chest forward like I'm doing right now, do bend, come upright, vertical line in the torso, and then do your best to keep it as you go towards a straighter leg. Sometimes that's a good way to do it. Okay, all of us, left arm up, hold right hand to your hip, and just reach a little bit to the side here. And then the right hand can help. Hold on to the left wrist and give it just a little bit more of a tug out to the side. Drop the right hand back to your waist, left arm up to the sky. You are still staying in this lunge. Drop the left hand across the right thigh now for a twist. The right hand can extend back behind you if you'd like. And then bring it all back, hands to your hips. Step forward, left leg, ooh, that's heavy, to the top of the mat. Okay, so second side, we keep the left foot forward. Step your right foot back. And again, kind of notice where the torso is leaning. I want us to try to get straight up and down, so it might be with a start of a bend of the back knee. Kind of prioritize dropping that tailbone down low, and then go for the straighter leg. So it's from that sense of control. Right arm up to the sky. And then you're going to lean straight over to the side. Sometimes I lean forward and do have that tilt of the tailbone out and torso forward. That is not happening today. We're trying to stay vertical. Left hand can grab hold of the right wrist and give just a little bit more. And then bring it all back to the neutral vertical position. And we add the twist, right hand across the left thigh, just kind of resting there anywhere. I like to take the left hand back to help with the twist, motioning of the torso around to the chest and shoulders. Look to your side or back. Still stretch out through the right heel. Okay, bring it all back. Hands to the waist and step forward. Ooh. Up to the top. Reach both arms to the sky. Bend the knees so that you can touch the ground. All 10 fingers touch the ground in a forward fold. Keeping all 10 fingers on the ground. You probably hear me say that a lot. Stretch through the back of the legs. So I always imagine from the heels up to my butt getting longer there. Working from the ground up the back of the legs. If the legs are all the way straight, really lift up on the kneecap to tone in the quad. It's not about locking out the knee. If that's happening, you do need a little bend. From that standing forward fold, right foot stays forward, step the left foot back into your good old low lunge. I'm going to use my block to make it easier on this side. Both hands to the inside of your foot and come down to your forearms. If you don't have a block handy and the floor is quite far away, just go to flat palms and a little bend in the elbows. Don't worry about going all the way down. Make sure you're moving through so that we feel good. We continue to feel good. No use in overdoing it. Okay, walk it back up to the hands. Lower the left knee to the ground. Kick your hips back so that we can straighten the right leg in that half split. I like hands around each side of the leg here. Maybe even walk it out as you find more length and flexibility. Other options are to stay higher up, work the balance and control, strengthen the core with the hands at the waist. More doable, not asking for as much range of motion in that stretch. And then re-bend the right knee. Come all the way back to your low lunge. Back to that regular low lunge with the twist that we see a lot. Right hand to the sky. Step back to plank position. And I'm adding those little hamstring curls a few times in class today. So I want you to kick 8 times. Right heel, left, right, 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 and left. Lie flat down to the belly. Reach the hands back behind you. Locust, lift everything that you can up. Lower it down, press up and back to downward facing dog. Look forward to the hands and step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, half lift. Now stay in your forward fold. Standing forward fold. Stay with this one for a couple of breaths. Okay, this moves us into the second side. Left foot stays forward. Step your right foot back into the low lunge. Again, both hands to the inside. You can take the feet a little wider apart to create more space. Go down for that humble warrior. You can very much name it forearm lunge. A lot of folks call it lizard lunge. Prop with a block or stay higher on the hands. Use the variations that bring out the best for this practice. And then we're going back up to the hands. Lower the left knee down, kick the hips back, flex the foot, point the toes up to the sky. And again, you're kind of finding, do you want to walk it out more? Stay more lifted, do that extra core engagement with hands at the waist. Making sure we have the variations and the options today that feel good. Okay, we bring it back out into the low lunge with the back knee lifted. Add the twist, left arm up to the sky. Another set of those hamstring curls from plank position. And if you're like, nah, it's not working, other options, stay in plank without the movement on toes or knees. You can march it instead of curl. Do it 8 times though. And then everyone lower flat down. Try interlacing the hands behind the back for this belly down back bend. And change again to downward facing dog. Walk the hands backwards to the feet and stand all the way up. And again, utilize the block. Take a wide-legged stance facing the long edge of your mat. Point your toes straight ahead, your heels straight back. All right, so either using the block or if you're not, bend the knees perhaps to make it easier to reach the floor. Take the hands out in front of you, underneath the block. Think long spine here. Keep the right hand on the blocks and the left arm straight out to the side. Whether you have straight legs or a bend in both knees, I'm not so worried about. I do want to keep the hips pretty square here. So as you add the twist, if you start to notice your your left hip lifting a lot, then go back. Maybe a little more bend in the knees, hands higher on support so that the twist really comes from the spine, less from the hip. Okay, 2 hands back down to floor or block. Try it on the second side, right hand out to the side and twist. Bring the arm up towards the sky. Long spine as you tone and turn around the torso. 2 hands come back down. Walk your block over towards the left leg. Turn the left foot all the way out. Triangle pose here. Swing the right arm up to the sky to open for your triangle pose. 2 straight arms, 2 straight legs as best we can. Now keep doing everything that you're doing except take the right arm long overhead so that your upper arm is right against the side of your face or ear. Lift the right arm back up to the sky. And now get light enough on that bottom hand that you can come all the way upright with control. Well done. Switch the feet. Turn the right toes out, left toes straight ahead. If you're using that block, go ahead and move it to the outside. And I want that thought of coming from the bottom up. So if you bend in the right leg a little bit so that you can set the hand well, set the block, the foot, all that good stuff. And then straighten the legs and open up. Look towards the sky, left hand high. Press down and out through both your feet. And now switch, top arm longer overhead. Again, so that the upper arm bone is close to the side of your face or ear. Changes the stretch from the hip. Big oblique stretch there. Take the arm back up towards the sky. Ground down into the feet enough that you can lift back upright. Turn the feet parallel to one another and take a wide-legged forward fold. Use the block or don't. Set mine out to the side. Fingertips in the same line as your toes. Head also trying to reach down to that same line as your toes. But do push the weight more forward into your toes so it's not sinking back into your heels. That'll be a little safer, stronger stretch in the hamstrings. Okay, look over towards the front of your mat and change into downward facing dog. Good old downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet a little bit. Lift the right leg up into the sky, three-legged dog. Pull the knee into the chest and hover forward. Just because we've been using it so much this month, let's give it a go. Spin to stand on your left foot. Hold on left hand to your right foot. And then kick your foot underneath you in that side plank variation. Try extending your leg up towards the right hand. Variation of Vishamamitrasana. And then it goes all the way back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg up into the air, three-legged dog. Pull the left knee into your chest, hover forward. Okay, so again, you're spinning so that you can be flat on your right foot. Take the right hand to hold on to the left foot. Kick the left foot under your body. Side plank variation. And try moving the foot, the leg, more towards the left hand. Kind of look underneath that right armpit. Downward facing dog. One more time, right leg up into the air, three-legged dog. We're going to a very different place though. Step the right foot all the way forward into your low lunge. Parsvakonasana, your extended side angle. Left foot gets to go flat. Pop the elbow up to the knee. Top arm, palm down overhead. Try looking to the side. And then try looking up towards the sky. I think this is hard. Take your choices. Elbow stays to the knee, or this is the harder part. Wrap the hand towards your left hip, so you're having to do all of that Steady control and stabilization through the core and legs. Even more. Take the right hand to the left hand. Shake your hands and reach, reach, reach out to the side. That's the work that's necessary in the seated pose we're working towards. Woo! Look down at your right leg, change back to your low lunge. Let's take it to plank. Guess what? You get to march or do the curls, right heel, right and left. Quicker for 4, 3, 2, 1. Down dog. Lift the left leg up, three-legged dog. Step it all the way forward to your low lunge. Spin the back heel down, left elbow to the knee. Side angle pose, again, top arm, palm down overhead. So 3 choices in the work. It's staying right here. Lots to be done. Or take the left hand, hold on more towards the right hip so you don't have that supportive elbow to knee. Or clap the left hand to your right, like you're shaking your own hand. Reach it long out to the side and keep trying to turn the torso open towards the sky. And then we look back down at the left leg, all of us. Pick up the back heel to plank. This is the last time for those curls. Right, left, right, left, right, left, right, and left. Lie down. Take the hands out to a T shape. Shoulders stretch. Take the left leg behind you so that we're opening across the right pectoral muscle. You can keep the head on the ground. This tends to catch for me in the top hip. If that happens for you, you don't have to step that leg behind you. I often just kind of have the leg right above the bottom leg. We are looking for the shoulder opening and stretch there. And so going across the center, left arm goes out, right hand pulls back towards the line of the shoulder. Roll towards your left side. The right foot either steps behind you, or you could leave it just stacked on the left leg. Do let your head relax here. I have a tendency to want to hold the head up, and then that puts extra strain on the neck and negates the work of the shoulders. So leave the head down. And then come back to your center and push your way to child's pose. Knees pretty wide here so you can get into the groin. The work of this child's pose is to connect with and have a softening effect, a release effect through the breath and the belly down to the pelvic floor. Healthy pelvic floor can both strengthen, contract, and also release. In my experience, the more type A you might be, the harder that release is. Give yourself a couple more breaths to try to release. Okay, and then we're going to make our way back to a seated position or up to a seated position. I'm going to make use of my strap for this next little set. It's a straddle. You can face the front, face the side. I'm going to take your legs into a straddle. Do flex the feet so our toes are pointed straight up, knees pointed straight up towards the sky. I'm going to try to mirror you guys here. So I'm going to take the right foot flat on the ground. Bend the knee, right foot flat on the ground. So we're just working then more on the left leg. And use your strap to go around the bottom of the left foot. There are different ways that you could put this right foot. I'm going with this variation because it's also giving the stretch and opening that we need along the adductors. Okay, hand holds on to the strap as close to the foot as works for you. And then I want you to turn your torso away from the extended leg and reach the top arm overhead. And then can you take your left elbow down to the floor, just to the inside of your leg, which gives you even more reach through that top arm. Now my right sit bone here is completely off the floor. I'm only worried about getting the extended straight leg to stay flat on the mat. And then come all the way back upright. And we'll do this on the second side. So from two legs in the straddle, then take the left foot flat on the ground. Don't let the knee fall in. All of this work is to keep the knee opening up. It's kind of like a squat, a malasana squat leg. We're strapping around. If you're not using a strap, it's just like hand reaching towards that space. The strap just helps connect the dots a little bit more. Okay, so then left arm goes up and over. And again, the more I reach over, the less the left sit bone is on the ground, and I'm not worrying about that. Take the bottom elbow, try to push it against the ground, just to the inside of your foot. Look to the side or up to the sky here, with the torso, with the chest, with the eyes. And then come all the way back. Release the strap for a moment. Do full straddle, both legs as straight as they'll go in your straddle. And then just walk down to the center. You can be up on fingertips. You can be more forward and down as your body allows, or more upright. Do try to keep your feet flexed and your toes and knees straight up towards the sky here. Okay, and then bring your way back upright. Similar, but a different opposite leg formation. So if we go back to the right foot flat on the ground, you could repeat this. I'm going to give us a second option. It's to get this leg into our hero leg. So if you lean all the way over towards the left side, left heel, squeeze it in to touch your butt. Full close in the knee joint. And the knee can go straight ahead or a little bit out so that you're still sort of at that straddle. Okay, and then we do the same thing. Strap. Hold on as close to the foot as works. Look away from the extended leg and reach the right arm up and over. Bring the left elbow down to the yoga mat. we're checking out how the legs being in different positions might offer a little bit more range or less range in that top arm and reach. Also just getting more used to it. We've taken this side body reach about 6 different times now in class. Okay. And then we're going to come all the way up. To safely come out of that fully closed knee joint position, take your weight to the left leg so that the right leg doesn't have any weight as you extend it out. Okay, second side there. So set up the hero leg first. You go sole of the foot flat on the ground and then lean off towards the right leg. Left heel in towards the seat. And then come up back on top of it. Again, you can angle the knee a little bit more as if the legs are still in that full straddle. Keep the heel close into your outer sit bone. It's not a set it and forget about it, but hopefully we've set this safely so that then we can turn a little more attention to the outstretched leg. Again, use the strap as warranted. I'm going to go with the elbow down to the mat before I even get started here, and then look towards your left side and take the left arm up and over. And you're either trying to find the strap or trying to find your foot. Again, we want the extended leg from the butt to the heel to stay pretty well glued to the mat. But if your left seat is off the ground right now, that's fine. Okay, come all the way back up. Carefully come out of the hero leg, go back to your full straddle. Sometimes I need a little extra movement. You might notice that for you too. I get a little caught in the hips. Try going forward to the center again here. Using the repetition of the movement. Slowly, slowly inching a bit more into the body here for practice. All right, and then we come back upright. Final straddle stretch. This time bring the right heel in towards the pelvic bone, pubic bone, that like very center point of the pubic bone. So again, we've got this fully closed knee joint best we can. If I'm not mistaken, in the look at light on yoga, BKS Iyengar form of this, his heel is actually in the perineum. That's not super comfortable, so I leave it out in front, but you get that idea of how close in we're looking for that pull to be. Use your strap again, or maybe you've found a little bit more room that you can hold on to your big toe and at the same time, drop the elbow down to the knee, right to the inside of the leg. All right, and then we look away, sweep the top arm up and all the way over. And here we're looking to have both hands grab hold of the foot or strap. Send the bottom elbow down into the mat, top elbow up to the sky. Huge side body stretch and bend. Hamstring, inner thighs, all getting involved. Revolved head and knee pose. Come all the way up. Safely go to the other side. Having to be a little gentle on that one knee myself these days. So again, fully close knee joint best we can. Heel in right to the tip of the pubic bone. Point the knee out to the side so the legs would still be in a straddle formation. Use the strap or use your hands. Send the right elbow against the mat. Look towards your left side, arm up and over. Can you connect the hands via the strap or via your foot? Still here, heavier on the extended leg, lighter on the left sit bone right now. Stay for one more breath and then make your way out of the pose. One more time for the legs in the full straddle. Upavishta Konasana. Okay, so again, we can walk our hands straight forward. If you're finding through all this, wow, I have a lot of room, try to hold on to your big toes as you come forward, or your ankles. That takes a lot of strength and conditioning in the legs and in the lower abdomen in particular. So we never want to feel as though we're falling out. We want to feel as though the belly is pulled back in towards the spine and you've got control there. Honor how you want to feel. And then can you release some of the hold around the muscles? Stay in that wide-legged forward fold. Oh, for a good long 5-6 breaths more. Really slow down the breath as much as possible. And then bring yourself back up. Help at the outer thighs to pull the legs in. And do one quick Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees out to the side. And then lie down onto your back and pull the knees into the chest. And hold that squeeze for a moment here. Mid to low back, heavy against the mat. This is the counter movement for all of the straddle work and variation that we just spent a good 15 minutes on. So hold this for at least a full minute to counter. And then do like eagle legs, cross the right leg on top of the left. I have to lift head and shoulders to do this. Take the hands to hold on to the opposite feet. shoelace pose. Then lay the head, shoulders back down and kick the feet a little bit into your hands so you get that counter stretch in the outer hip. And then cross the other leg on top. Do the same shoelace pose on the second side. Release and hug both knees back into the chest. Take a quick account. How are you feeling? How are you doing? What little extra movement do you need here? Unwind, add in another pose. And then from that unwinding, Shavasana, find your stillness. Take Shavasana lying down on your back or seated position. It's up to you. Feel free to stay in Shavasana longer. For those that are ready to move along, come back to a seated position. And gather the palms together. Sign of gratitude and thanks to yourself, to each other, and to this practice. And as a way of sending that energy forward into the rest of our day, I like to close in the sound of Om. As always, please sing along, listen, or tune it out. Empty out your breath here and take a deep breath in. Namaste. All right, friends, I hope that one felt good to you. Good